In the world of funk, some legends shout their names from the stage, and others speak through their instruments. This man was a quiet force with the loudest groove, a bassist whose low-end thunder helped define the sound of Parliament-Funkadelic. From his early days playing alongside Gary Scheider and United Soul to becoming one of George Clinton's most trusted musical anchors, this man helped shape the heartbeat of P-Funk without ever needing the spotlight. This is the story of a musician whose bass lines carry a movement, whose rhythm power a revolution, and whose legacy continues to echo through every groove. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Cordell Boogie Mosson. Now, if you guys love my videos and love supporting me, then I suggest you become a member of the channel where I will be releasing exclusive videos just for you all. Be sure to get that family tier so you won't miss out on these exclusive perks. If you guys would love to connect with me outside of YouTube, then I am officially announcing that I am on Discord. Here, you can provide me with feedback on my recent uploads, you could drop your suggestions for future videos, or if you just want to chat it up about videos or about music in general, or just about anything, we could do it here. We could do it together. I hope to see you there. The link is in the description below. Now, before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. Cordell Mosson was born on October 16, 1952 in Plainfield, New Jersey. This was a city that would become one of the deepest wells of funk talent in music history. In the late 60s and early 70s, the city was buzzing with musicians experimenting with soul, rock, and psychedelic sounds. Mosson was drawn to the bass early. He didn't just play notes, he played with feeling. His tone was thick, low, and melodic. That kind of bass didn't need to fight for attention because it controlled the entire direction of the song. It wasn't long before Mosson crossed paths with another soon-to-be funk icon, guitarist Gary Scheider. Together, they formed a group that was known as United Soul, or US for short. This was a band that was powerful enough to catch the attention of one man, George Clinton. United Soul was raw, young, and hungry. A band that blended the gospel-infused playing of Gary Scheider with the deep bass foundation of Mosson. Their early demos wasn't just promising, it was undeniable. George Clinton recognized the magic immediately. Clinton signed the group, bringing them into an expanding universe of his Parliament-Funkadelic empire. For Mosson, this was the moment that everything changed. His sound that was warm, commanding, and unmistakable became part of a new generation of musicians fueling the P-Funk revolution. With songs like Baby I Owe You Something Good that showcased Mosson's ability to glue a song together. Clinton didn't just bring Mosson in as a supporting player. He saw him as part of the future of Funkadelic. In the early 70s, as Parliament and Funkadelic tightened their identity and began creating albums that would blend genres, Mosson officially joined the collective. And he didn't waste any time making an impact. On stage, his bass stabilized chaos. And in the studios, he delivered lines that moved between gritty rock and cosmic funk. Mosson became especially important with Boogie Collins, P-Funk's most valuable bassist, shifted between projects. When Boogie wasn't on deck, Mosson held the ship steady. His style was less flamboyant. but every bit as essential. He was the anchor, the quiet, calm gravity in a universe full of wild characters. Throughout the mid to late 70s, Parliament-Funkadelic entered its golden era. Boogie was at the center of it all. On albums like America Eats Is Young, Let's Take It to the Stage, Hardcore Jollies, and One Nation Under a Groove, all feature his unmistakable energy. His playing was thick but precise, simple yet powerful. Where Boosie hit you with the star power flash, Boogie hit you with the relentless force. The kind of bass line that stayed in your chest long after the song ended. Fans saw Boogie speak in interviews, and he wasn't the showman, but George Clinton always recognized him as a vital thread in the musical fabric of the group. Without Boogie, the band's sound would be totally different. As Parliament dominated radio with hits like Flashlight, Aqua Boogie, and Tear the Roof Off the Sucker, Boogie contributed both in recordings and live performances. Even when he wasn't the primary bassist on the track, his influence was baked into the band's sound. Boogie helped shape the arrangement, guided younger musicians, and kept the live shows grounded. He had a gift. No matter how wild George Clinton stage shows got, Boogie kept the groove locked. This was the era of giant costumes, wild improv, and the legendary landing of the mothership. And right beneath it all was that steady thump of Boogie's bass. The 80s became a turbulent time for Parliament-Funkadelic, with lawsuits, label changes, and shifting musical tastes created tensions inside the organization. Even so, Boogie stayed loyal. When P-Funk evolved into the P-Funk All-Stars, Boogie remained a key musician backing George Clinton across tours and new records. His relationship with Gary Scheider stayed strong. The two moved as a unit, continuing the sound they built years earlier in Plainfield. Boogie also battled personal challenges during this era, struggling with health problems and lifestyle pressures that came with the life inside of the P-Funk universe. But the bass never left him. Whenever he stepped on stage, the groove came back to life. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, Boogie continued performing with P-Funk whenever his health allowed him to. His presence, even when quiet, brought authenticity. It was a reminder of the original foundation that built the empire. You couldn't talk about P-Funk history without acknowledging Boogie. Fans and musicians alike knew his importance, and in 1997, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame agreed. Boogie, alongside 15 other members of the Parliament-Funkadelic, was inducted, forever solidifying his place in music history. Sadly, on April 18th, 2013, Boogie passed away at the age of 60. His passing came weeks after the passing of his lifelong friend, Gary Scheider. Although Boogie passed away, his bass line still breathes. They echo in samples and in funk bands all around the world that possess that DNA of modern music. His playing laid the foundation for hip-hop, R&B, neo-funk, and similar movements that followed. Boogie may not have worn a star-shaped bass, he may not have stood in the front row, but his sound was the backbone of the mothership. He taught us that funk isn't about the spotlight, it's about the groove. And players in the history of music that carried the groove with more dedication, soul, and authenticity than Boogie. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. Who is your favorite Parliament-Funkadelic member